Yo, so this is for the people who've started or wanted to start an AI agency and haven't really made more than 5 or 10K even. So here's how to actually make money with an AI automation agency. Now, my name is Leon Flows. And with my Done For You agency, I basically helped businesses scale past 150K a month. I basically help people with the appointment setting, closing, scripts, templates, the ads, hiring, training, managing, all that stuff to basically just help them scale past 6 figures per month. So for example, the Producer Academy, Rabin, Jan, 17 years old, went from 0 to 12K a month in 3 months. We have Serban from 0 to 30K in 6 months. We have Arjan, who was stuck in a 9-to-5 last November 2024, and he wanted to become our appointment setter, so we hired him for a little bit, and then we fired him on purpose, and we basically forced him to start his own business. And he was like, I don't know how. And I was like, and we were like, just join us, bro. Trust us, and literally scaled him from 0 to 40K a month in his 4th month, which is absolutely insane. So I don't want to bore you too much with all the case studies. Now, if you are an AI automation agency or beginning one, you most likely went around YouTube looking for what is the best business model. You want to make money online, and most likely you just want to, like me when I was like in your position, basically retire your parents and travel the world, live your life on your own terms and just be free. And so most likely you've been watching like a couple different videos on what is the best business model. And then you basically found a couple people who started talking about, hey, here's how to make money with learningmake.com. And then you found some other people who talk about, oh, you know, just install this SynthFlow and the Arc ads, and then you're gonna charge 12K setup fee and you're gonna make so much money. It's gonna be super easy, and you can just run this ad with AI, and like everything is just super easy. And I just want to shed the light a little bit and just want to shed the truth, because really there's only a couple people who are actually really making money from AI automation. And that can be you, right? That can be you, but just not with most of the models you've seen on YouTube. Most of the models you've seen on YouTube, they make their money a very different way. So there's basically, most of the time, 2 kind of people who make money from AI automation agencies, which is the people who actually learn how to operate an AI automation agency, which is what I'm going to teach you in this video, such as Arjan, right? Who we literally scaled from 0 to 40K a month in his 4th month running an AI automation agency. And then there's the people who kind of just sell you their school community. So they act like they make money running an AI automation agency, but really what they have is just a big YouTube channel where they teach people make.com automations. They teach people different kind of flows and funnels and automation stuff. And then they have a school community that's like $97 a month. There's probably like a good 500 to 1,000 people in there, sometimes way more. And then they sell a high ticket consulting on the back end, and where they teach you more make.com automations or more SynthFlow and Arc ad stuff. So that's generally how people make money with AI automation on YouTube. Now, in general, how people make money with AI automation is either one of 2 things. First of all, being the AI automation expert, which is unscalable, which is not what I recommend you to be. And then there's the AI operator. And this guy is very scalable. They know how to productize, they know how to position, and they make a lot of money, the most money actually in the AI automation space. Now, I'm gonna show you exactly how you will be the AI operator. So what is actually the most of the courses teaching you to be? Most of the courses are actually getting you to be this. Right? So most of the courses are actually teaching you like, here's how to do AI automations. And so what they sell you on is this idea of like, oh, this is going to be really easy. Here's a couple systems. You just need to learn how to do these systems, develop these systems, code these systems, and then you're going to sell them, and you're going to sell them for 12, 15K, right? That's basically what most courses are promoting. But what they're really teaching you is just how to become an AI automation expert, right? So they keep you busy with tutorials for weeks, months, if not years. How to build this automation, how to build that in automation. And the problem with this is it makes you feel super productive. And it's actually, it's quite interesting. So you're learning new things, but it's not scalable. And let me show you exactly why. And let me show you how we teach our clients different things that actually make it scalable and make you a lot more money. If you optimize for being this guy, you're gonna suffer a lot. If you optimize for being this guy, you're gonna make a lot of money. Now you might ask, like, who is these 2 guys? Now I'm gonna tell you, this is Steve Jobs, which is the founder of Apple, right? Most of you should know that. If you don't, well, that's good to know. Some of you might know this guy, most likely you don't. But who is this guy? This guy is also the founder of Apple, funny enough, and nobody knows him. So who is this guy? Well, this is actually the reason that this thing exists, right? This beautiful MacBook and the beautiful iPhone. This guy is the reason that Apple is a profitable company and that we nowadays get to enjoy these products. In other words, Steve Wozniak, this guy, was really good at building computers. Steve Jobs, the guy we know, the guy that we find responsible and everybody thinks is the founder of Apple, is the guy who was really good at selling this thing and knowing what to build and how to make it addictive. That is the reason why Apple is truly worth trillions of dollars today. What is the difference? We get people to be this guy. The school communities and the AI automation gurus are getting people to be this guy. You don't want to be this guy. Why not? Because if you don't have this guy's not going to make a lot of money. Why? Because AI automation in its nature is not a scalable thing. You only have so many hours a day to automate stuff, right? You only have so many hours a day to code stuff. And if you wanted to make money online, you probably weren't looking to be a programmer or a coder. What you wanted most likely is to be a business owner who is running an agency, who's able to sell their services to other companies and then outsource the work, delegate it, because that's what's scalable. You want to build a business that works while you sleep and that works even while you're not working. If you are optimizing to be this guy, you're going to need to work all the damn time. You're literally not going to have any time off. Further than that, the problem with being this guy is that this guy is focused on learning AI automation. But you know what's funny about AI automation? It's a backward skill. What does that mean? Today, you're learning this specific AI automation that takes you 20 hours to set up. By next year, there's probably an AI where I can click a button and that same system is built within 1 second. And so by the time you finally get to learn all your skills of this specific field, other tools have come across that made you obsolete. Right? So you thinking I'm learning, so the more I learn, the more I earn. But in reality, the more you learn, the less time you spend learning client acquisition, the more money you're losing. So the value of the skill, right, is not increasing in the same rate that the AI is learning how to beat you. Right? In other words, the AI automation is faster at making you replaceable than you can out-earn it. So you're actually losing money per hour if you focus on learning this. Because you cannot outlearn AI. And even if it wasn't for AI, you doing like a cold plunge and then like a meditation and then a 2-hour deep work learning make.com is not going to outcompete even the Pakistani dude or the Indian dude who just drank 5 Monster Energies and is already working and programming since 6 a.m. in the morning, 12 hours straight. Because you're looking to make extra money. That guy is looking to feed his family of like 18 different children and cousins and nephews and nieces. Right? So you're not going to outcompete the $5 an hour guy on Fiverr or Upwork, and you're also not going to outcompete AI itself in learning those different AI automations. So what do we want to do instead? The Make.com tutorials, not the school community. What we want to do is become an operator, because we've helped so many different people build successful businesses in different fields because we move from first principles. So what was the thing about Steve Jobs? What did he do different? He understood how to productize Apple. He understood how to productize the Mac computer. He understood how to position Apple, and he understood how to create scale. Those are the 3 things that will actually lead you to retire your mom, travel the world, and have financial freedom. Not this, right? This is not the thing. This is just a tool. You want to see things for what they are. Make.com is just a tool. School is just a transaction processor that makes it easy to exchange information for money. You want to understand what is the business I'm actually in. AI automation is just a vehicle for ultimately creating more profit, because what is the thing that business owners really care about is making more money in less time. They just care about, is what you are going to do for me lead to me making more money? So when most people start an AI automation agency, they're thinking, okay, their first thought is, hey, what AI automation am I going to make? How am I going to learn how to make AI automation? Who do they go to? The guy who's doing make.com tutorials. I go, what am I going to sell and how am I going to sell it? And how do I position it so that people want it? I'm focused on getting the money first because I don't want to waste time learning something that people are not going to buy. So I'm focused on creating an offer. I'm focused on my conversion mechanism and I'm focused on, is it scalable? Can I productize it? And can I position it for the other operator guy to send me the money so I can deliver the value? I do my market research. I figure out my pricing. I figure out, okay, I'm going to charge 12K for this, for example, right? 12K, 2K retainer on the back end. And I understand the value of my offer. I make sure that I have the right scripts. I have the right client acquisition model and systems to get me those clients. And once I start signing these clients, I have money. So now what do I do, right? Where most of the people want to go freak out, like, oh, how do I deliver the service? I go, great. Now I just need to hire the AI automation expert. Well, lucky enough, there's fucking 50,000 of them in the school community. Luckily, I wasn't focused for a month straight on learning make.com, but 50,000 other people were. So you know what they didn't do? They didn't learn how to position. They didn't create leverage. They didn't productize. They spent all their time learning a skill that is super commoditized and that they don't know how to sell. But I know how to sell. So now I have 12K in my bank account, or maybe 6K. Let's say you did a split payment. And now how hard is it to convince one of these guys? And if you don't want a school guy, you can just go to Upwork, Fiverr, Indeed, pay them 2K or 4K a month or 3K per project, fulfill this thing for me. And now I just pocketed 9K. I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be the AI automation expert because his positioning is unscalable by nature. I can only do so many AI automations a day. So ultimately, I need more AI automations. Guys, I want you to understand, this is so simple. If you think of a successful AI automation agency, right, who's doing $1 million a month, try to guess how many employees are there to fulfill and make the AI automations. Maybe 20? 30, 50. Now tell me, how many bosses, how many CEOs does such a company have? One. Do you think he's doing the AI automation? Do you think he's one of them? He can't be. He is focused on creating scale, leverage, productization, positioning. That's what Steve Jobs was doing. That's why people know Steve Jobs as the founder of Apple and not Steve Wozniak. That's why Steve Jobs ultimately created way more wealth for himself than Steve Wozniak. That's why Steve Jobs was almost irreplaceable, but Steve Wozniak wasn't. You find that Steve Jobs at some point was fired from the company. Apple started declining. It started making less and less money. And at some point, they had to beg him to come back. Why? Because Steve Jobs understood how to position, how to productize, how to create scale, and how to make something that the people wanted. He created the offer. He created the value perception, which is insanely important. He was not the guy making the MacBook. He was not the guy making the iPhone, the parts and like the code. He understood how the iPhone needed to function. He knew the vision. He knew the end result of what the iPhone should be, but he wasn't focused on making the iPhone. And that's exactly what we help our clients do, right? What we help our students do. Understand positioning, understand leverage, install a conversion mechanism, install the right client acquisition systems so you can create scale, so you can start hiring, so you can start productizing, making money, and ultimately have a business that works while you sleep. Not have a business that you're now a slave to, because now you're just a fulfillment monkey. We don't train people to be a fulfillment monkey, right? We don't train people to be an AI automation monkey. We train people to be the operator. You want to have a bunch of monkeys, right, who are getting you bananas, and you are the big King Kong who's getting all the bananas brought to him, right? You want to be this guy, the big guy with the big chest who's like doing this shit. And then all the monkeys, the little monkeys, right, they go fetch the bananas for him. And they bring you a big pile of bananas. And now you got a big pile of bananas. So now all the lady monkeys are going to look at you and be like, "Ooh, you got a big pile of bananas." And he might even have a big banana himself. So they're going to come to you. They're going to smile at you, laugh at you, maybe flirt with you, because they also want a banana. They want to be safe. They want stability, right? You have to position yourself in a position that you're attractive to the market. This guy, do you think he's attractive to the market, to the lady? No, this guy is, right? Because she's going, this guy is so powerful. He is a whole army of monkeys getting him bananas. This guy is not so powerful. He works for this guy. He has to get him bananas. That's a bit questionable, right? So I'm not sure what his nature is, but I know that I'm attracted to this guy, right? This is the Lady Kong. Lady Kong, and she is there being cute on top of a pile of bananas. That's the position you need to put yourself in. And maybe you're a woman watching this. Then, well, it might be the other way around, right? Maybe you're not a big King Kong. Maybe you're a very beautiful, feminine orangutan. I don't know. Anyways, you understand positioning is incredibly important if you actually want to make money with AI automation. You cannot fall in this trap of learning make.com because you're going to be outcompeted by the Pakistani dude who's learning himself make.com for 12 hours a day and working for $5 an hour on Upwork. And you're going to be outcompeted by AI itself in the next 6 to 12 months. Then you might say, yeah, but what about this guy? Is this guy then not also going to go out of business? No, because the operator just moves with the market. He understands by the time that this solution gets shipped, that is now doing in one click what you're trying to do in 50 hours right now, learning these tutorials, he's just going to sell this thing. He's just going to get a guy to do this thing. And by that time, there will be another thing that will cost 30 to 50 hours to do. Maybe it's like creating the back end of this thing that takes now one click. I don't know. Anyways, this guy's still in a position where he knows, oh, the market is doing this. Oh, you know what? Now we got this thing making money. So now I'm going to hire the guy doing this thing. Right? And then the market shifts again and another tool becomes like the greatest tool. Right? Make.com is not inevitable. NanCloud is not inevitable. But client acquisition is. People will always need to buy some kind of service. That's just the nature of reality. People will always need to make more money in less time in their business. That never goes out of business. Right? A great thing Charlie Munger said, you don't want to look for the things that are going to change because they're changing. You want to look for the thing that never changes and position yourself there. The fact that people need food or water never changes. So if you own a water company, you're set. Like you cannot go out of business, right? The people who own like the electricity lines and the water pipelines and the water filtering system and machines, they're making money regardless. Whether it's AI, whether the new thing is the next AR virtual reality, whatever happens in the future, people still need to drink water, right? And maybe we cannot own the water systems as YouTube, info, online entrepreneurs. But you can sure as hell position yourself in a place that is always going to be able to scale, always going to be able to create leverage. And that is becoming an operator. So I hope you understand how big this opportunity is. Because right now, there's 50,000 people in a school community and probably millions across the world spending all their valuable time learning how to become your employee. And you can employ them and make a lot of money, but not by joining them, but by doing the exact opposite of them. Understanding how to position yourself, productize, how to create scale, how to sell, which is insanely important, how to increase the perceived value of your offer so people actually pay you $12K, right? And then you're going to make a lot of money. Because if you figure out how to position yourself and how to sell things for $12,000 up front, right? Which is exactly what we help our clients do. Like I said, people in our program making $25K in a single deal, for example. If you understand that, you can never go out of business and you'll know how to make anything successful. That is what becoming an operator is about. If you want to learn more about this, there's a link in the description. We can look at everything you're doing right now, see what you're doing wrong, see what you're doing right, and help you do it better. And help you get there way faster and way more efficient, just like we did with Arjan, who is scaled from 0 to 40K a month in 4 months, from literally 0. Before that, he was literally in a 9 to 5. So if you want to understand how to do that yourself, go click that right now. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. This is what so many people do. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'll do it someday, or look, I'll check it out later, right? By you saying I'll do it later, you're saying no to money right now. So don't do that, right? Don't be one of those monkeys. Be the big King Kong. All right. Hope you loved this video. Go subscribe and see you on the next one.